replace your loved one? Maybe.
Yeah, I'm just gonna share a eulogy at the time, just basically eulogy, just to show honor to a man, a great man. And then some others I'm gonna share. Robert F. Scheibe, our dad. This is a lot to go through, so died peacefully in his home August 5th, 2015. He was born December 19th, 1923 in New York. He was raised in the Bronx. At the young age of 17, he felt called to fight for his country in the Marines. During World War II, he was sent to the Pacific to fight the Japanese. Dad was a ferocious fighter who received honors for his marksmanship and the Purple Heart. While fighting with the raiders, he was wounded on the island of New Georgia. After lying in the mud for a week, he was rescued by natives. His leg was severely damaged, which meant a lengthy stay in the hospital in order to save his leg. This is where he met Mom, his wife of 66 years. He was serving the hospital as a wave. They moved to Long Beach, California, where they started their family, then moved to Yucatan in '58, where they raised 5 children. Dad worked as a meat cutter at Stater Brothers for 20 years until the leg that was wounded in the war gave out, forcing early retirement. Dad was a good provider, a loving husband and father. He was an avid sports fan of the Rams, Dodgers, Lakers. He also enjoyed a good poker game. Mom and Dad had 5 children, 10 grandchildren, 9 great-grandchildren. Growing up, I've treasured knowing that Dad was a war hero, who was willing to give his life for his country we all love. I know this was a great sacrifice, as it cost him his leg and the ability to do all the normal things that we take for granted. I know as I was growing up, Dad would have liked to have run and play ball with me, but I didn't miss those things because I knew that he needed to make the sacrifice for a greater cause, for freedom, for the battle against evil. Dad displayed much courage in dealing with this adversity. Though I know he didn't always handle it the way he wanted, I respected him because I knew he did the best he knew how. It was not easy for Dad to verbalize his love, and I only questioned his love once. That was when God gave me a gift of a dream that told me otherwise. I remember it was a number of years ago. Jen and I were actually talking on the phone, and we were kind of frustrated because Dad would never talk on the phone very long. It kind of caused us to question why Dad want to talk. You know, Daddy just doesn't have a lot of words. But anyway, so it was literally a few months later, on my birthday, I got woken up by a dream. It was a really strong dream, and it was a dream where Dad was hugging me. But he was hugging me. I know Dad's love for me and all of us is great. Dads have such an impact on their sons, and of course their daughters also. Some from what they say, but more for how they lived. My dad was a big part of who I am today. I've always respected his courage and strength. He was a proud man who would not be disrespected. At the same time, he had a soft heart. He put others' needs above his own. Sacrifice was who he was. Whether on the battlefield in World War II or as a meat cutter carrying heavy sides of beef on a leg that gave him constant pain, he always displayed courage and strength. He was a good provider where we always had what we needed. He and Mom built a beautiful home in the country for us to enjoy and create memories. Mom and Dad valued our family and always made sure we had special times together. I have fond memories of our camping trips, taking our tent in that huge station wagon up to Crestline, where I usually got car sick on the windy road. I remember all 7 of us sleeping together in that big tent, and I loved going to Lake Gregory, where we all rented the big paddle boards, played miniature golf, went to the arcades. I also remember when they would take us to Knott's Berry Farm at Disneyland and endured those long lines. I'm grateful for Dad's decision to leave a good job in Long Beach to move to the country where we could enjoy country living. I know we all had fond memories of exploring the foothills, making forts, playing army, having horses to ride. It was also nice growing up in a small town where we could play sports. Dad had some challenges, I have to admit, that were hard, but I understand. I know I am stronger because of it. Dad, with all the pain he had endured, he wasn't a complainer. And though there are times the pain was great, he wouldn't make a big deal about it. He would never miss going to work even when he didn't feel like it. A son cherishes his dad's approval and respect. My dad gave me both. He was proud of me, which was a huge blessing. He demonstrated that by supporting my interests, he made sure I had the best gear for sports. He rarely missed a baseball, football game, or wrestling match. Dad was also very supportive of my work with Campus Crusade and was quick to tell people. Generosity. This was one of the ways he expressed his love and kindness. He wasn't petty. He enjoyed giving. Even just a few months ago, Nikki and I were visiting him in the hospital. He was there for a short time. And he told us he was buying us 2 new cars. Even though he was a little delusional at the time. But you know, that just showed us that he just had a very generous heart, and he was very kind. I was also impressed in how kind and respectful he was to the nurses. He was so sweet to them and to us. Dad left his mark on us, on this world, and he will be missed.